What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to a live stream. Missed it last week. We were in Tampa, which is part of the little title today on this live stream. But yeah, we were down there checking out some property and stuff. Got to drive around in a GX for the week, a 550, which I will have that review video coming for you guys. But welcome in, welcome in. How's everyone going? Let me know what is up as you guys enter into the chat. Say hello, say what's up to everyone. If you guys are new to these live streams, basically they're kind of just question and answer format. So don't really need to be watching the screen. You can listen if you would like. If you want to ask some questions, you guys can go ahead and ask whatever questions you guys want, whether it be Toyota related, whatever else, or just say what's up in the chat. And yeah, like Danny does right here. Danny Drives. You guys can go check out Danny's channel. He's one of the OGs from Destination Outdoor. He has car content over there. But yeah, just come through to say hi. What is up, man? So, hey, everyone. What is up? How's it going? Welcome on in. We're at like 50 people now. We'll just kind of BS for a little bit as more and more people join the live. But Blake says that he wishes that he would have known that I was at X Overland's ranch. I had other commitments that weekend. Otherwise, I would have come up from Missoula. Hope you had fun. It was very good. Awesome time. I have a video coming about that whole experience. I posted a bit of it over on Instagram, whether it be in kind of stories and some posts here and there. But I do have a dedicated YouTube video coming for it as well. It was a good time. It was a fun time. Basically, right after freaking A, the whole way back from there, and it wasn't their fault at all. It's just the plane situation because of the anti-hacking crap that kind of made everything go down, and the whole delays and stuff at the airports and whatnot kind of backlogged me a day as well, leaving there because it was hot in Montana. Of course, freaking American Airlines overbooked the flights just like all people do. They had to have people get off the plane because of fuel and weather, and just they couldn't have that many people on the plane. No one wanted to get off the plane. So that delayed us for our next flight, and I actually ended up staying overnight in Charlotte's airport, which has no comfortable chairs anywhere in that whole airport. But it was a great time. It was a very good time at X Overland, and then basically got back here to the house, had to do a couple things, and then we left for Tampa the next day. So have not had time to really sit down and edit that video to do the voiceover and everything that I would like. Blake also says, for everyone joining in, saying what's up, everyone is saying hello, hello, hello. If you guys have any questions, don't be shy. Go ahead and say them in the comment section. Blake says also 35s or 37s or stock on the new Tundra. And then Ryan's up in here too. How's it going, man? What is up? 35s or maybe even a little bit smaller than that. So I am running 37s on my current Tundra, and I will probably never ever do that again on a Tundra. I will only do 37s on a bigger diesel truck or something like that if I ever own it in the future. But I'll probably never put 37s or even heavier 35s onto a Tundra. It's just, it makes the ride just a little bit worse, or a bit more worse than stock. They're just heavy. It sucks down gas. Yeah, I would definitely do 35s. For my next Tundra, which is new Tundra this week, I will be picking it up on Saturday. I'm going to be doing like 34s and a half on that. It has an 18-inch wheel, which is a little hint for you guys. It has an 18-inch wheel, so I'll be probably rocking the same type of size that I try to put onto the Land Cruiser in its stock form, 295 70 18s, which is like a 34, almost a 35, more on the 34 area if you had to round down. But to me, that's like a great size for that truck, and it should look better than stock, but not like overly like aggressive. Skies Blitz, how's it going? What is up? New to the stream? Perfect. Just if you have any questions or want to hang out or do whatever, you just got to ask it in the comment section. Kareem, how's it going? Tiger Meg says, getting a new 4Runner or getting the 4Runner ready for I don't know what tire size setup anymore. I'm on our 4Runner running 285 70 R17s, I believe, on that one, and it's close to like a 33 if you do all the tire math for that, and it's good. It rubs a little bit with the Westcott kit, but I haven't pinned anything up on the 4Runner at all, and it's been running really good. Cripple Creek, what is up? How's it going? Ray's up in here. Ryan, what is up? How's it going? CS with the question saying, what is your favorite vehicle that you have had so far? I'd probably say the 4Runner, honestly. All these vehicles have been cool, but I would say either the 4Runner or the first gen Tundra has been my favorite vehicle that I've owned so far. The first gen Tundra probably won't beat out the 4Runner just because the particular one that I had, it kind of developed like a little bit of transmission slippage, and I'm not really sure why. It wasn't the best like going into fifth gear and like the overdrive gear. It would always kind of like just shudder every once in a while. Putting bigger tires on it helped because there was kind of like a little bit of resistance, I guess, in that transmission. But for the most part, I really enjoyed the first gen Tundra. And then the 4Runner is just so solid, so old school. It's what started this whole YouTube channel and stuff. And I've just always loved the 4Runner. So I would say of all the vehicles that I've had, my favorite and one that just stays in the garage, well, not stays in the garage, but like stays here, like with me, has been the 4Runner so far. For everyone saying, John gets rid of vehicles all the time. Bro, had that 4Runner for 7 years now, I think. Bought it in 2017. Yeah, this September will be 7 years with the 4Runner. That's kind of crazy. I'm good, Skylitz. How are you? How is everyone doing? Hilux Runner says, audio is breaking up. Let me know if the audio is bad. It does not say that it's bad on my side right now. Could be StreamYard, could be YouTube. Technology is a blessing and a curse, unfortunately, at the same time. Danny says that my question is what is your favorite piece of what looks like swag on the shelves behind you? So I have a lot of cool stuff back here, whether it be from like Toyota events, which is kind of on the top shelf. I have all like little cards that they give you in hotel rooms. They used to be super cool. Like when I started going to the events, like the Tundra ones and stuff were cool. The Crown event had a Crown. The Tacoma or the SEMA had like that Trailhunter on it. But now like all the events are just Toyota or Lexus, like the logos in front of them, which is kind of boring. I wish that they went the creative route that they did with all the other ones. There's a lot of cool stuff up there, and then Hot Wheels as well. But I guess if Ryan's still in here right now, my favorite Hot Wheel has to be the Cavalry Blue 4Runner. So that one is really awesome. This one takes number 1, but the number 2 would be the 40th anniversary 4Runner Hot Wheels. So, but a lot of cool stuff on that shelf, and I plan with the next office, if we ever do it, is to have like a very cool live stream setup. I've wanted to build it at this house, but in my mind, I'm just really want to be down in the Tampa area, which is why we went down there this last week to look at property. The one that I posted about on the community tab with the 20 acres, that one was dope. It was really cool, but unfortunately a little bit further than where we would like to be currently in life, like away from a lot of stuff that would help us grow business and everything. And then the dude just has it kind of overpriced, and like I don't want to insult him by like being really under like what he's asking for things. So yeah, that's just where we are on that one. And then we looked at another one as well that actually had like a whole shop, like kind of barn situation going on. But the house itself is just kind of, it would need like work a little bit, I think, for our flavor and our taste. But whatever we eventually move into, I would want to have a very cool office with Toyota stuff behind me, car stuff behind me. And then the goal and dream is to have a Ivan Ironman Stewart, like the old school stand-up arcade one where it has like the trucks going on the little game, and you have like the nitro and everything, and you're standing up, and there's like 3 steering wheels, like the red I think it was red, blue, and yellow, I want to say. That's just nostalgia for me. At the batting cages with that, and then of course it's Toyota as well. So I think that would be pretty cool to have. Jason says, so did the pups enjoy the Land Cruiser on the road trip over the 4Runner dogs rule? I think they did, dude. We didn't have them in the backpack of the Land Cruiser, which that is where they typically hang out in the 4Runner. We actually had them in the middle seat, and I put a sheet on the seat too because I didn't want them ruining the leather and everything. But they definitely did not have as much room as the Tundra, with them being in the Tundra. And honestly, like, the Land Cruiser did pretty good on a road trip. You'd expect it to, right? It's 2024. You expect the car to be good. I do have an issue with the Land Cruiser, and it makes me just kind of frustrated that all these new Toyota vehicles, like, there just happens to be an issue with them, right? I mean, I buy the newest of them to give you guys honest reviews on them and whatnot. But there is this annoying sound of when you're over 70 miles an hour, and it's only coming from the passenger side. I did record it. I will talk about it in the Land Cruiser road trip video, but it's rather annoying, and it's only on the passenger side, and it's almost like the window isn't like seated all the way or something. I thought it was the windshield wipers at first making noise, but I cycled the windshield wipers and the noise stayed there. It's whatever. My wife drove the Land Cruiser there, did not get good gas mileage because she was hauling butt, and then I drove the Land Cruiser back, and I actually put premium back into the Land Cruiser, which I will talk to you guys about that in the road trip video as well. Hopefully dropping on like the 1st. I'm waiting for Last Fit to get back with me on if the video that I made of their lights is good. It should be. So they're going to go over that. That should be tomorrow's video, and then hopefully we'll have the Land Cruiser road trip video along with GX stuff as well, because we had that out there. And then me selling my Tundra, going over all the issues I've had with my Tundra, what I liked about it, what I hope Toyota improves on with the refresh Tundra, and then ultimately leading up to hopefully either it probably won't be Sunday, it may be Sunday, maybe Sunday night actually, video of the reveal of the new Tundra. And Ryan already knows what it is because Ryan and we talk offline and stuff as well. But yes, some people do know what the new Tundra is, and I hope that everyone enjoys it. It's going to be a first on the channel. I've never really had this type of Tundra on the channel before. I have once in the past, actually driving it and stuff and giving my thoughts on it. I actually want to go back to those videos and review or watch it again because it's been a while. And then I've done several walkarounds of this truck as well. But I think it'll be good. I hope it's good, and I hope everyone likes it. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll go through all that when we do kind of Sunday's video. It'll be more of like a road trip kind of vlog, first impressions with the vehicle, driving impressions with the vehicle. And then I may get into the price and everything, but I think the price will be kind of like a sit-down video as to why I sold the Tundra that I'm selling, how much I got for it, show you guys, because I'm, pretty much, for the most part, right, certain things I can't say, but other things, I can unless it's embargo with Toyota or whatever. But pretty much an open book as to like what I paid for that Tundra, how much the dealership will give me for the truck, how much I had left on it, did I make money, did I lose money, or whatnot as well. For those individuals that like that. Also, how much did YouTube pay me for the videos that I made with that Tundra and all that. Thoughts about adding Fox or King suspension to your Tacoma ever? I would love to run Fox on it. Kings would be awesome, like really cool to run on it. But I think like some Fox setup on the Tacoma would be a little bit more obtainable for sure. However, on this new Tundra, I am trying to get with Fox as well to do something with the new Tundra. Yeah, I have fun build plans for this new truck. I'm gonna enjoy it stock first though. Maybe a little bit bigger of tires like right away just so it looks a little bit better. But for the most part, I think I'm gonna keep this truck stock for at least a month to a month and a half to really, see what this engine and powertrain is all about, like with this vehicle, and just feel it out. Bubba, how's it going, man? What is up? How's it going? Sunny? Yeah, for sure. So this information dropped, of course, while I wasn't really on vacation in Tampa, but we were working a little bit, but also relaxing, and we had okay service and stuff down there, but it was more of like kind of driving around, getting to know the area, house hunting-ish. Like we saw one property twice, and then we went to another property the third time, and then driving around. So like we were down there for 7 days, and really we were exploring for like 4 to 5 of them. Didn't take as many photos. I was already telling my wife this. I was like, we didn't take that many photos as we should have while we were down there to really like enjoy the trip. But this information pretty much came out a day or two after I made the Tundra recall update video. So that video, you know, I went to a GX, the GX that we had, and had to make that video because that was huge news. This news, I didn't really know that it was going to be news, because when they sent out that embargo, not really embargo, but when they sent out the information about like save the date for the location, they said, hey, please don't like talk about this. Like, not like that you couldn't say it, but they try to keep their events a little bit under wraps, so there's no like looky-loos or whatever, right? So that's why I kind of ballparked with you guys, hey, you know, things will be around September, October timeframe, hopefully. And it turns out like when Toyota says, hey, this event is postponed, we will let you know when it comes out again. Some, you know, companies that are obviously bigger than a single person who can get away with crap like they freaking seem to do all the time, we're able to make all these articles, right? Which then opens up the floodgates to now content creators like us. We can make videos on that. So I may do an update video saying like that the 4Runner is a little bit delayed, but you know, I think people already know at this point, so I'm definitely behind on that. Daniel, what's up? How's it going? Skyslit says, if you ever reviewed the 24 Tacoma, do you think it was better than the last gen? Not sure if you're new to my channel, Skyslit, but I have a Tacoma. I have a 24 Tacoma, and I've had a 23 Tacoma. If you want to catch up on those videos, you totally can. But it's, in my opinion, it's a lot better of a truck. I enjoy driving it way more than my last truck. It has more power. The interior, I feel, is better than the last Tacoma with the technology that it has. And I mean, yeah, it may have some first model year kind of little hiccups, but I think it's way better than the third gen is, for sure. For everyone hopping in, what is up? If you guys want to leave questions in the comments, you can. We're only about 11 minutes behind on questions, so if I don't answer your question, don't think that I'm ignoring you. I like to give people a little bit more time than just like quickly answering a question. So if you guys have questions, just go ahead, throw them into the comment section, and I will get with you guys. We pretty much touched on getting the new Tundra. I will be picking it up on Saturday, have about a 10-ish hour drive, maybe a little bit longer, and hopefully I will be able to document most of that trip with you guys with it, and then getting home and hopefully having that reveal video up by Sunday for the new Tundra. All right, I guess the audio is a little bit choppy. I apologize, guys. Definitely need to do get a better streaming software. And the internet guy did come today. He fixed 3-4 like lines and brass coax fittings and all this stuff. And still, he didn't replace the modem, but still I felt like my internet dropped out and stuff here and there. We have had storms today. There is bad kind of storms outside, or at least some cloud coverage and everything. So I don't know. I'm not giving up, but it is very frustrating with this house. I've never lived anywhere that I've had such spotty internet, and it's been so frustrating. And I need the internet like for my job too. Phil says, what's up with the 25 Tundra Trailhunter? Any news? Think prices for trucks will come down with a market swing? So I don't think that the MSRP will ever come down. It'll probably stay. That would be kind of wild. I mean, if it does, it does. I don't know. Like, we are in weird times since like the last 4-ish years, right? But I've heard through Toyota, certain people and everything that, and it's kind of frustrating because like you're told some information and then you're told other information. So like the Tundra and Sequoia Trailhunter, it may never be a thing. Like that was more, I guess, for the Tacomas and the 4Runners and stuff. But at SEMA, they're like, yeah, it'll be all body-on-frame vehicles. And it may not be a thing. It may be with the refresh. I don't know. Maybe 2025, they surprise us with it. But to my knowledge, I don't think that it will be coming for the Trailhunter, for the Tundra, or the Sequoia until maybe the refresh. And that's what Ryan has said too right here. He says, I don't believe that the Trailhunter will come to the Tundra until the refresh. Too many issues to sort out with the current trucks, unfortunately. Yep. CS says, love the channel. Got to go back to work. Just an FYI, I am at a Toyota plant, LOL. I may jump back on later. Heck yeah, man. Enjoy work. Appreciate you popping in and then popping out, dude. Appreciate the support. Ryan says that some accountant looked at the print costs and decided on the logos only. No kidding. When are you gonna do a donk 4Runner? I may resurrect one on Facebook Marketplace, dude. I've seen a couple like 4th gen V8 4Runners that are like squatted with like 28-inch wheels. I'm like, man, that would be kind of cool to to get and just like save it, you know. Cripple Creek says, where did you get that 4Runner Hot Wheel? It's so cool. So Ryan actually, he bought it for me on Amazon. So I was like, dude, you don't have to buy it for me on Amazon. But if you just type in 4Runner or Toyota Hot Wheels, there's a lot of resellers out there. But really what I do is whenever I'm at Walmart, Publix, anywhere that I know has Hot Wheels, I just like look for anything that says Toyota. We were at Walgreens the other day. And which one is it? It was a pretty cool one. This guy, I think? No. I don't know which one. Oh, right here. We were at Walgreens the other day. I just walked in with my wife. I was like, wait, I think they have Hot Wheels in there. So she was getting her prescription. And I found this one just at Walgreens. So whenever there's like Hot Wheels in the area, I just look just to fill it up. And I'm probably passing on quite a few Hot Wheels that may be worth even more money, but I just, look for the Toyota ones just because that's what the channel is all about. Jackson says, what do you predict the 4Runner Off-Road Premium will be priced at? It will probably start at, I would say, like 46. Oh, Premium? Probably like 56 or so for that. Just based on the Tacoma pricing, right? Tacoma Premium is like 52 to 53. 4Runner will probably be $2 to $3 grand more than that, like it always is. He says first big car purchase, would rather get a 24 or a 25. Would you rather get a 24 or 25? For a first car purchase, probably a 24, just because it's going to be cheaper than the new 25, and I would hate for the 25 to come out and it have potential issues for you. The 24 is going to be reliable for a long time. Toyota has been using that powertrain for over 20 years, since like the 4th gen 4Runner, right? And the 5th gen has been a thing for almost 15 years. So they've had their time to make that truck as perfect as possible, aside from the freaking steering wheel wobble. But like they've been doing that vehicle for a long time. All right, I'm gonna rally through a couple comments real quick. Even though we're about 10-ish minutes behind on the comments, there actually isn't that many. So actually I won't do that. So if you guys are still in here, I am on Cougar's question now from 718. So definitely still feel free to throw some comments in and I will get back to you guys eventually. Just enjoy answering everyone's questions, Cougar Sand says, 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium owner here. Thoughts on leaving the suspension alone or upgrading to TRD Pro suspension? Like, I like the ORP suspension as is. Then just leave it. If you're looking for like a little bit of a lift, then maybe like throw on a Westcott pre-collar kit or something like that. But like, if you enjoy the suspension, there ain't no reason to upgrade it, right? Spend extra money that you don't need to spend. So I would just leave it for now, rock it for 40, 50, 60,000 miles, and then when it starts to feel a little sloshy and a little bad, maybe upgrade it then. I would just leave it as is. I'm sure that it's nice and comfortable. If you're to upgrade it to anything, you don't really need to spend the TRD Pro money. You could do a simple Bilstein like 5100 kit or something like that. It'll eliminate the brake dive that the 4Runner has, and it's fairly inexpensive, and it's a good riding kit as well. AFK says, or AFG King says, what rims do you have on the Land Cruiser Prado 2024? So the machined ones that I put on, those were from Relations Race Wheels. And I hope to be putting them on again here soon. Unfortunately, the lift kit that Westcott was going to be sending out, it's just hard to allocate kind of right now because the Tier D Pros are in production, I guess, and it's hard to like get kits and everything right now outside of the production window, which is all good and it's expected. So hopefully we will just get a pre-collar kit for the Land Cruiser until like actual suspension is really available for that vehicle. But as of right now, it is running really good, and I like it stock. Like, I actually enjoy the vehicle stock, but I would like it to look cool at the same time, and I don't want to regret it. That's why I went with the lighter tires and everything too for the Land Cruiser, so we'll see how it performs with it, how it potentially ruins the MPG if it does at all. But the wheels and tires that I put on it, those Relations Race wheels with the Nittos, they're only like 8 to 10 pounds heavier than the stock wheels, and that's not that much. It's still a bit, but it's not that much over stock. So hopefully we don't see like an insanely bad decrease in our MPG. Ryder says, did you notice any rubbing / paint wear with the ABS bug deflector on your 4Runner? I'm getting a 24 Tier D off-road premium. I want to do PPF, but it's too expensive. If you don't want to do PPF on the whole vehicle, maybe just see if a shop or a buddy, or you could even try it yourself. I know it's spending money, right? But you could just try to do the hood yourself. With it being a Tier D off-road premium, you do have the little hood scoop that may be a little bit annoying, but I know you could pop that off, put that PPF film on, maybe it'll cure itself, put that hood scoop back on, and then do the bug deflector if you want. Now, I haven't really noticed any wear and tear on the paint. Granted, I haven't honestly like looked under to see, but that thing has been on the 4Runner since, man, probably 2018, 2019, I think it's been on my 4Runner, so over 5 years. And honestly, I have no intentions of taking it off of my 4Runner. Even if I take it off, I'll just put a new one on, like if it ever cracks or fades. I just think that the look of a bug deflector on that generation of 4Runner and everything before it too. I'm gonna be curious how the new one looks with a bug deflector. But like my 2nd gen 4Runner, I had a bug deflector on it. It just seems like it's something that a 4Runner should have. I don't know why. It just fits the 4Runner and the whole vibe of the 4Runner just really, really well. T1 Rider says, I'm also going to be getting G Technic ceramic coating. It's actually been hanging on, whatever. It's been really good on the Tacoma. It actually rained earlier, and then I put the Tacoma back in the garage because I was taking off parts from the Tundra today, taking off the front grille, the Alpharex headlights, taking all that stuff off the Tundra, and it was all beaded up. Like when my wife pulled the Tacoma back into the garage, it like the rain was just on it, beaded up, and then it was like falling off, which is nice because the Tacoma's just a little bit dirty too. CG, what is up, man? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Juan, dude, I totally forgot to Taco Tuesday Talks. I forgot to put that in the title, Taco Tuesday Talks. We need to do it to make it a thing. I need to remember that for next time. I'm close to buying a Tacoma Tier D Sport with a 14-inch screen, but it's in Deerfield Beach, Florida. 22-hour drive. That's a drive, dude. My Tundra that I'm getting is about 10 to 12 hours away. 22 though, that's a stretch. I don't know if I've ever driven that far for a vehicle. I know I've driven that far in the new Tacoma, and it's been great. But I mean, if it's everything you want, dude, like, maybe go for it. But I know there's a lot of dealers out there right now sitting on Tacomas. So unless that one is like the color you want, the options you want, like at an insanely good price, I find it kind of crazy that is potentially the only one. I mean, when I was at Toyota for Walton Beach the other day, they had, like 4, I think, Tier D off or Tier D Sports. No Tier D off-roads besides from that hybrid. but they had a couple TRD Sports, so they're definitely around. Flex, what is up? How's it going? Says John, will you have the opportunity to speak with Sheldon about the limited rear seat room and the pricing structure on the new Tacoma? I am actually doing my sit down with him, guys, tomorrow. So it was supposed to be today, but with scheduling and stuff, he's actually in Japan right now. So it's going to be tomorrow. And with that said, too, I wanted it to be a live stream, but because it's so early in the morning, it's actually going to be pre-recorded. So when I edit the video, I am not going to edit at all anything in our interview. It may glitch because of this amazing software that I use. It's the only one that I know right now of how to like use stuff to record. I'm actually going to mess around with some other stuff tonight just to make sure. But anyways, with that being said though, the interview with him will be tomorrow, and then I will just have us talking like uninterrupted, but I will probably make like a little intro to the video. But yes, I will be asking him all those questions tomorrow with my little AMA with him. I'm looking forward to it. So I have a whole bunch of questions to ask him. The rear seating stuff, talking about TRD Pro pricing with the competition being kind of targeted where it's at. Like, why did they choose to give the TRD Pro like just the whole gauntlet of options, right? Versus, you know, trying to come in a little bit cheaper. Will the isodynamic seats like be an option in the future? Versus them being standard, smaller gas tanks. I have a bunch of questions that I have written down that I will ask him. So you guys for the most part, you guys in the community tab, when I reached out, hey, what questions do you guys have for him? For the most part, everyone was really nice. There's some a-holes in there and stuff, and I don't know, just some questions that you're like, bro, like, come on, that's pretty immature. But I guess there's unfortunately those people on the internet. But yeah, got a lot of good questions for those from you guys. All right. At Skies Lit says, I own a 24 Tacoma, and for me, it's way better than the last gen. Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I have something in my eye right now, and you ever just rub your eye and it's like the best feeling in the world. But yeah, no, the new Tacoma, I mean, it's a growing experience for people. Toyota people always seem to be like a generation behind until they actually like own the vehicle and they use it. Yeah, the new Tacoma is definitely really good. 35s at a minimum on the Trailhunter Tundra. That would be cool. I have high hopes, and I hope I don't like, you know, get let down with the refresh of the Tundra coming. But like with the Tacoma Trailhunter and Tacoma TRD Pro, when you do tire math, it's like almost like a 33-inch tire. 35s are like a 34 or something like that. Would be nice, like on the TRD Pro and also on a Trailhunter version of the Tundra, like if it ever comes out. So I mean, that would be pretty sweet. I want to see more of an actual Raptor fighter versus, you know, just like a Tremor kind of a fighter as well from Toyota. And I don't know, I just want to see them have fun, like with their trucks, you know, like GR cars, they're fun, right? The GR Corolla, like that is amazing. Like good job, Toyota. Like let's see that, you know, in a truck form, like a fun truck like that. I think that would be cool. John, have you done any of the Toyota factory tours? Are they any good? So I've never done an actual tour of them. However, when the Tundra was announced and we did the whole reveal event, we did go to the plant in San Antonio for the Tundra, but I didn't actually get to see any of like the current ones at the time, like going down the assembly line and to see the whole process. They pretty much took us to like the frame area, like they were talking about the frame and how it gets stamped out and all that stuff and the whole welding process of the Tundra. But I've never been able to actually just see the whole process of one getting built. I think that would be really cool to do one day. Jackson says, sweet. I could always sell the 24 after a few years and upgrade to the next gen once the issues are all buffed out. For sure. And I feel like the 24 will hold its value. Like the 2024 runner to 2024s will probably hold their value a little bit better than older ones, just because they have the most technology, but like it's still a 4Runner at the same time, so it's still a little bit older, I guess, and it's not all the technology. So I think that that would be, you know, probably the best bet. It's cheaper in the very beginning. Hey JR, how's it going, man? It's cheaper than the new 6th gen that's coming out in the beginning, even though we don't know pricing yet for the 6th gen based on the Tacoma. It's probably going to be a little bit expensive, right? And, you know, whatever little gremlins the vehicle has. Now, like, what you're missing out on, though, is more fuel efficiency that the new one's most likely going to have, better technology, infotainment and stuff on the inside, better interior, a little bit bigger of a vehicle than the outgoing 4Runner, right? So a little bit more modern, but like if you don't care about that and you just want it to be a 4Runner, then yeah, definitely go with the 2024. For everyone hopping in, if you guys are new and you haven't heard the spiel yet, but go ahead and put whatever comments you want in. I am picking up the new Tundra on Saturday, and hopefully the reveal video is up for you guys on Sunday. Sunday's a pretty big day on YouTube. Everyone, you know, is chilling, hanging out before they go back to work on Monday. So I feel like the Tundra reveal video on Sunday would be pretty cool. We just came back from Tampa looking at some houses down there with the Land Cruiser and stuff. This was our first time using that as a road trip mobile with the dogs, and had the whole back loaded up with the Ice Co fridge and our duffel bags and dog food and all this stuff. And actually, the vehicle performed very well, as it should, but I do have an issue with the Land Cruiser, which I will talk to you guys about in that recap video. Tiki God, what is up, says, can you talk about the premium fuel on the Land Cruiser? I'm hoping Toyota clarifies, but it won't. But I won't buy a vehicle that requires premium fuel, hoping the 4Runner hybrid only requires 87. So the ECU, for some reason, and I found this out while at X Overland's Ranch, because there was a Toyota representative there. Apparently, the ECU on the Land Cruiser is tuned for premium, and that's what it is for some reason. I don't know why Toyota did that. That's a miss in my opinion, because really no Toyotas have required premium. It's only been the Lexus versions of them. I did, however, put premium back into our Land Cruiser for our drive back up to Florida, or to Destin from Tampa. It sucked because, dude, Tampa's gas is like 50 cents more per gallon, which is stupid, than Destin is. Like Destin, we're at like $2.90 right now for regular, and down in Tampa it was like $3.40, and premium there was freaking $4.50. I was like, all right, this is where having a small gas tank on the Land Cruiser is nice, because like it sucks that you have to fill it up a little bit more often, but at least each time you fill it up, it's not like a giant kick in the nuts. So it was still around like $60 to $70. I was like, God dang, man, $4.50 a gallon down here? This is ridiculous. But that is one of the questions that I have to talk with Sheldon, though. Are you lifting your Land Cruiser? I ordered a Westcott Designs pre-colored lift kit, but probably won't arrive for another 3 to 4 weeks. That is, I did just talk with Jeff. That is the kit that he has on the way for the Land Cruiser. Hopefully it gets here relatively soon, and hopefully yours gets there soon as well, for your Land Cruiser. But I think that is the kit that I'm just going to put on it in the interim while we wait for actual suspension to come out for it. Again, I'm not going to be doing anything crazy with my Land Cruiser. Could it grow the channel? Sure. Could it be awesome content? For sure. But I already did that with the Tacoma, and I kind of just want to enjoy a little bit slower of a build process with this. The Tacoma, I didn't really get to enjoy it too much in its stock form. Time-wise, mileage-wise, I did, because driving from Florida to Arizona and stuff, and off-roading it somewhat stock a little bit in the beginning, not a whole lot. But the Land Cruiser, I kind of want it to just be a slow build, and God forbid if we have to sell it for some reason, it's not like this just crazy build that just really diminishes the value, I guess, of it. I want it to be very OEM plus on that Land Cruiser. Put Back Industries tonneau cover on my 24 Tacoma and love the way it turned out. I have to look that one up. Backflip probably? Okay. Yeah, more and more stuff, man, is coming out for the Tacoma all the time. That's what I love about the Toyota just aftermarket scene. It's just like stuff almost all the time is still coming out. I mean, there's still stuff coming out for older trucks too, but it seems like the Tacoma, I mean, it's really only been out for, we're in July, really 6 months. And there's a lot of stuff that is out for that truck, which is very, very cool. JR, what's up? Flex says also, I had the opportunity to drive a TRD Pro Intera a week and a half ago. I was surprised at how much I liked it. Being tall, the ISO seat headrest kept rubbing on my neck. That is true, because you can't like lift up that headrest and make it a little bit higher, huh? That is very true, unfortunately, for the ISO seats in that. Oh, sweet. You posted pics on the 4G Taco site. I will. Oh, dude, I think I actually saw that on there the other day. Let me go to our 4G Taco site. Modifications. We'll see. I'm not sure if you put it in the modifications tab. It may just be in the general. Bed cover. I'm gonna have to look at the site after the live stream, because man, this forum is taking off, which I love, dude. There are new like posts and stuff all the time on 4gtaco.com. Like, you guys are so freaking rad for supporting it and stuff. I wonder if I could add it to the chat. I can right here. So this is the site that Flex is talking about right there, 4gtaco.com. So it's basically our forum for the new Tacoma, and man, it's starting to get some members and stuff in it. We're at 246 members, 302 threads. That's pretty awesome. And just with me being on it right now, there is 16 guests. So there's 16 people just kind of hovering around on the site, which for a new site, that's pretty good. So we're gonna keep it going and stuff. But yeah, it has tons of power. That new Tacoma, it's really good. And the ISO seats, that is my question for Sheldon though, is just like, why are those standard? You know, how much would there have been a decent cost savings to really bring that down to an aggressive price if like those ISO seats weren't really in it, maybe for the future? I don't know, we'll see. Sam says, hey John, what's up? Thanks for the awesome content. Rewatched your 4Runner videos and ordered some Alpharex headlights. Can't wait to install them on my 5th gen. I think that those are still by far the best looking ones for the 4Runner. It is very OEM plus, just with the little check marks, you know, like the 4Runner has. It looks like the 4Runner light should have from the factory. It looks so good on the 4Runner, and they actually perform well too. They perform really well. Alexander says, John, I have a 23 Tier D off-road Tacoma. Love it. I'm thinking about getting a new or a 24 4Runner with that amazing V6. Do you think that it's a good idea, or should I wait for a 25 with a 4-cylinder? So, unpopular opinion, the 4-cylinder drives better. I don't know how the 4Runner is going to drive, but it in the Land Cruiser drives great with the hybrid. It in the Tacoma drives great. The 4Runner, though, that 4.0, it's bulletproof, man. It is going to be an iconic engine for the future. Really no known issues on it. I can't think of any like known major issues that if you said, hey, I bought that 4.0, people are like, ooh, you got to do this, ooh, you got to do that. Like even on the Tundra, the 4.7 in the 1st gen, they're like, hey, just make sure you check the timing belt on that, right? And check those lower ball joints, whatever. Like the 5th gen 4Runner and that 4.0, man, like nothing's ringing a bell to me, unless you guys want to post something in the comments. Nothing is ringing a bell to me as to like, hey, you really got to watch out for that on the 4Runner. If that checks out, you're golden. Nothing really like is jumping out. Drewski, how's it going, man? What is up? Says, hey John, big fan of the channel. Curious, I have a 24 Tundra Tier D off-road 4-wheel drive limited with the regular iForce engine. Sometimes it leaves me wanting more power. Thoughts on trading it in for a hybrid? Thanks again. So I would try a couple things first before you just trade it in. Potentially a throttle enhancer you may want to do on that Tundra. Or a lot of people have sworn by the JB4 and like the Scorcher from AFE. And I think Banks even has a system now too. when combined with like a new intakes and stuff. Not that the intakes do a whole lot. It sounds cooler, right? But a throttle enhancer, I put that on my white Tundra, my SR5 one with the normal iForce engine. And it woke it up a little bit. I mean, there's not a whole lot of throttle lag in the Tundra. There is a little bit here and there. But a throttle enhancer, man, it really makes, well, the truck's a little bit peppy, right? And that is really where the hybrid shines, because you have a lot of low-end torque. But a lot of the stuff in the hybrid, like it's power, but it's not like overly noticeable. Normal, like, to me, day-to-day driving and stuff, you notice it, like it's a little bit more peppy to drive, but like not drastic to, you know, trade in a vehicle unless you get a good price on a new one and stuff, dude. And you know, I mean, I'm just saying vehicle wise itself, but like unless you get a good price on it, then yeah, sure, trade it and get a new one, right? But yeah, throttle enhancer, the JB4 or a Scorcher, Stillin has stuff too. Ryan is saying True Power, Scorcher, VR Tune, which is similar to Stillin as well. So I mean, I don't like that I'm selling my Tundra. I just never got around to installing the Scorcher into mine. I wish I did. I was waiting on AFE for a couple things. They said that they were going to give me some like tracking links and stuff for their metrics and whatnot. And I just never ended up installing it. But I mean, I wish I did, just to give you information on this. But yeah, everyone in the Facebook page just swears by the JB4. The Scorcher, not as popular, but just because I think JB4 was like the first to the pack for that. And as far as throttle controllers go, Banks Pedal Monster is the best. I haven't had experience with Banks Pedal Monster. I have done the oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. Shift Power USA's. I enjoyed theirs. I mean, a lot of those throttle enhancers are kind of all the same, but I like Shift Power, how it had like a valet mode. You could lock out the throttle and all that stuff as well with it. But yeah, it just depends on what you want with the vehicle. But Ryan says to try out the Banks pedal one. Definitely try it out. And if you want like a placebo too, potentially put an exhaust on it. It may seem faster just because it's louder too. Fubar says, hey John, tagged you on Instagram the other day, ran across an HKS Supercharger for the 4.0 in the 4Runner. Not sure if you are familiar with HKS products. Big in Japan. I will have to look at that. For some reason, man, on Instagram, they did just update all their features to where if you're like tagged by someone, tags and mentions. We'll see if I could see the HKS one. Oh, Long Range America. They commented back. They have they're coming out with a bigger fuel tank for the Tacoma, hopefully. All right, HKS. I do not see it right now in my immediate ones. Holy crap, dude. I will have to look. For some reason, this is going back to 1 week ago, so I may just go over to HKS's site and see if I can see it there. Scott, what is up, man? From Australia, hanging out. Welcome. It's morning down there now, right? July 31st, it exists because Australia is in the chat. Dob says, are you still using regular gas on your Land Cruiser? I did go back to premium in it. So I went back to premium on the Land Cruiser for our drive back. Now, I don't know if it's butt dyno or the fact that I spent, $4.50 a gallon, but I feel like the Land Cruiser does drive a little bit better with premium. Like when I first put regular in, didn't really notice anything. Second tank of gas, didn't really notice anything. Towards like the third and fourth tank of gas with it, I was kind of like, okay, I feel like the Land Cruiser had a little bit more power, but maybe it's just me. And then I put a tank of regular gas in it, no crazy change. And then the second tank of regular gas on our road trip back up. And I was like, all right, I feel like there's a little bit more oomph with the premium gas. So I am running premium right now. I'm going to talk to Sheldon in our interview tomorrow and see his thoughts really on it. Why the ECU is different. Will the vehicle, reduce timing? Is it hurting the vehicle? What noticeable effects? Is it just butt dyno for me? I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. That way, what Mike says, that way the armchair engineers or the YouTube engineers, right, TikTok engineers, all these people that seem to know more than the people that actually made the vehicles can, I don't know, just see what the professional has to say, right? And I'm sure they'll say, oh, he's lying, blah, 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 whatever. Then you go be an engineer and develop a truck too, right? Joe, what is up, says, dang, $4.50 a gallon seems like a steal for Canadians. Regular here, 166 a liter, which is about 375, which equals about, oh wait, man, it's so hard converting to freedom units. Yeah, I mean, that's Florida though. I know Canada is expensive because of taxes and all that stuff too, but I'm sure in California, like we do have expensive gas. It just depends on the state, like what their state taxes and stuff are for the gas itself. But California is probably at $5.50 a gallon, maybe even $6.50 a gallon in certain areas. It's just dummy expensive there for no reason, because their roads are still crap. Like their roads are horrible. So I don't know where the money's going. I mean, I know where the money's going, but it's just ridiculous that people still pay that, still vote for it too. It's crazy. Absalom family says, is the multimedia systems and sway bar disconnects truly necessary when off-roading the Land Cruiser? If not, I may just get a 1958 base version. No, not necessary at all. The front sway bar disconnect, cool. It does help with a little bit more articulation, and the multi-terrain systems, they're nice to have, right? It helps you out if you're a little close on something, or like with me with the Tacoma, when I was in Moab, there were some trails where I'm like, holy crap, where is the trail? Like I'm going straight up, I can't see anything, I just see sky. But on the 360 like camera and the whole multi-terrain monitoring system, I could see the ground and where I had to go. So it has its perks. It's nice on some things, right? But do you really, really need it to like go out and have off-roading fun and stuff? Like, no, you don't really need it. So if you want to save, some money, go ahead and just get a 1958. If I ever buy a Land Cruiser to actually build up and do a full build on, it would be a 1958 for sure, or just like a normal like base Land Cruiser around like 60 grand. Because like the 58 is like 55 to 56. For like with no extra add-ons and stuff, and then a normal Land Cruiser is like $4 grand more, so I would probably get that one just because it's a little bit more paint matched and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I don't think you need that stuff to have fun and off-road. My Tacoma does not have a front sway bar disconnect, and it gets down just fine. It's 9 o'clock in the morning there almost in Australia. Heck yeah. Scott says, will Lexus bring a bigger fuel tank for the new GX? That's the biggest letdown, especially too because it don't get that good of gas mileage. Probably not, unfortunately, for the GX. It seems like everything is just getting small. But yeah, Ryan says, have you seen? Oh, you guys are talking of that. Okay, yeah. So 110 liters for the Prado. Dang, 21 in the GX is bad. Even 17 point whatever in our Land Cruiser. I mean, thank God it gets better gas mileage. I'm curious too with the GX when it does get the hybrid, if it'll have a 21 gallon tank still, or if they'll just nerf it and put a 17 gallon tank in. I don't know. I just wish Toyota would give us better gas mileage and also give us bigger tanks too, so we could get like 500-600 miles of range out of it. I think that it would be so nice to have. No worries, Dodd. Appreciate you hanging out in the live stream, man. Living San Jose says, with no mods, straight stock, I've noticed that sometimes my Tundra is very responsive, so much that it's very noticeable. Other times it feels not so much. Anyone else ever experienced this? It's weird with modern cars. some days they feel all there. Other days it's like, what the heck is this computer doing? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes my Tundra feels like it has all the power in the world. Other times it just feels like a dog. I'm not sure, especially too, like with the little bit of throttle hesitation it has sometimes. I don't know what's up with modern vehicles sometimes. It is very strange. The Ryan's saying, yep, throttle lag / hesitation. Yep, no issue. We were actually talking about this earlier today on the non-hybrid Tundra. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes when you're on it, maybe just throw her in sport mode. Be like, hey, let's have fun today, truck. And then the other times, just throw it in the normal mode. And then Willito, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I appreciate it. Jumping straight up, even though I'm actually pretty caught up on the comments. Oh yeah, and Tow Plus is better for sure. Even though I'm actually pretty caught up on the comments, you are still jumping to the top saying, picked up the Heritage Land Cruiser First Edition this past Saturday at MSRP. Congrats, man. That is awesome. A lot of Land Cruisers out there at MSRP, and then even normal Land Cruisers and 58s I'm actually seeing under MSRP, which is very nice. I guess the buildup of all those Land Cruisers when they were on a little bit of a QC hold, right? Maybe it just built up and now they're all out there. They are expensive. Rates are high too, which is not helping out anywhere in the auto industry for sure. But hey, supply and demand. There's a lot of supply. It's going to be cheap, right? There's a lot of demand, no supply. It's going to be expensive. But congrats on it. First edition at MSRP is awesome, dude. And thank you for the donation, dude. You're awesome. Where are we at? Scott, yep. Will be interesting to see what they do for a LX 600 facelift. I don't know. The LX 600 to me, I like the GX 550 significantly more. I feel than the LX 600. I don't like the front end of the LX 600. I am curious what it'll look like. Maybe they'll make it look a little bit more like the GX, maybe a little more subtle. That could go a long ways for the LX 600. And then also just the interior, I feel is just old and weird. Even though it's like a new car, it doesn't feel modernish like the new GX. I don't know. I'm a fan. Like if I had to pick one or the other, I would pick the GX all day over the LX 600. But I am curious when the facelift comes out, like how much better it would look for sure. Alexander says, have you ever thought about getting an FJ Cruiser? That would be a sweet build for the channel. I have, and then the prices just went crazy. And they're still kind of holding, but I think an FJ Cruiser that I would like to do would be a truck project FJ Cruiser. Some individual, I can't remember where, but I posted it on Instagram. I can't remember if I posted it over here on my community tab, but some dude chopped off the back of an FJ Cruiser and did a full like kind of Aussie build with it, with a bed and everything, like a dump bed kind of. And man, it looks so sick. It looks so cool. So I would love to find like a wrecked FJ Cruiser with the whole rear end just smashed in, get rid of that, and then make like a cool truck out of it. And then Willito again, bro, thank you so much, saying suspect this year the first edition will go up in price. I hope it does. I hope the Land Cruiser, because like the difference between this new Land Cruiser, which is the 250 series, right? It's the Prado overseas, because the Land Cruiser is also available overseas, but we just call it the Land Cruiser here because we don't have like a 300 series in order for this one to be called the Prado. Like this is our Land Cruiser because we don't have a 300 series here for us. With that said though, when the 200 series was here, it was significantly less. So I am curious how the Land Cruiser nameplate will be here for values in the United States. And not only with that, but like just how with like the 58, right, with it being very entry level, how that will kind of skew other prices of the Land Cruiser. I'm with you. I hope the price goes up too, right? Especially if we do have to sell ours. And I hope the price goes up. It should maintain at least around MSRP, better than the other trims, I feel. But man, if it goes up, that's a freaking bonus. Thank you so much again for the $2, dude. Thank you so much, Willito. All right. Where was I at? Oh, that was the heart blocking the FJ. Yeah, one day an FJ project would be really, really cool. Michael says, does anyone know if is making a snorkel for the new Tacoma? I'm sure that there will be aftermarket companies that do it. The fact that it's a single air box, unlike the Tundra, which is twin turbo, so it has 2 air boxes, I'm sure that there will be more companies that make snorkels. I know that Toyota has their high mount one, right, for it, but I don't see why other companies wouldn't get in on the game as well. God, my ear. Super Soup, what is up? Saying, sorry, just getting on. No worries at all. What kind of MPG are you getting on the Land Cruiser? I got 22.5 on a 400-mile road trip, about 80% highway in the second week. What do you think it'll be eventually? That's about what we were getting with ours, 22 to 23. And then we just went on this road trip. I reset it. My wife, dude, she was going, I don't even know. Like, when I looked over there, she was at like 77, 80 miles an hour. I'm sure she hit like 85, 90 at some points with the Land Cruiser. So from here to Tampa, I think it's about 400 miles, mainly highway. Oh, my ear, dude. It is messed up right now. I have tinnitus from the military, and it's like ringing and like pissing me off right now. It's horrible. All right, how far is Parrish? 462 miles from my house to about where we stayed. So 462 miles. She was bonsaiing, dude, on the freeway, and her trip, and I'll spoil this for the video, but I'm sure you guys will watch because you guys are awesome, taking the time out of your day here, and a whole recap video, right, of our road trip. But she was at 19, like 0.3, I think. Me, same drive back. I did put premium gas in, so there is that. We'll see how that affects it, right? And all the YouTube armchair engineers in the comments of that video when I post it. But I was going the speed limit around 70 to 75. There were some times, I pushed it to 80, 85, but not for like, long distances. And I got 23 on the way back. So that's a difference of almost 4 miles per gallon. Yeah, I guess it's all how you drive, But before the road trip, I think our Land Cruiser was at about 21 and a half to 22 before I reset it on that. I have the footage on my phone. I'm sure, actually I could look it up for you real quick, because I took the B-roll of me resetting the trip before we started our road trip at the gas station. We're at 21.5. And that was with regular gas with a lot of city driving. And I think the Land Cruiser is rated at 21 in the city. So that's about right. Saw a couple Land Cruiser first editions for $2,000 less than MSRP on no markup Toyota today. Well, there you go too. So yeah, and it also depends too, right? So like I take that, Daniel, with a little bit of a grain of salt, right? Because was it $2,000 less, from the MSRP that the dealership had it at, or $2,000 less than the MSRP of Toyota's like site? You know what I'm saying? Because for me, when I base cars off of value, it sucks, but like all the extra crap that dealerships put onto the vehicles, I don't take into consideration. Like I take the normal MSRP of the vehicle, like when we're talking like, prices over time, just because like a dealership, if they're doing it $2,000 off of MSRP, well, their MSRP, when you look at a window sticker, right, there's the one MSRP in the middle, and then all those port added options and all this stuff, and then you get a new MSRP. So I've noticed in the no markup Toyota page, and they are right to an extent, right, but they're saying, hey, MSRP or 4K off MSRP. But they add a bunch of crap to these cars, like window tint, PPF stuff on the front, wheel locks, tons of stuff that drives up the MSRP. And then they say, hey, it's 4K off. Well, but you're still not even at Toyota's suggested MSRP before all that stuff was added on that you guys get at a fraction of the price. So like you're still making a lot of money on the car, even though it's off MSRP. So I am curious, Daniel, if they have the actual, like, you know what I'm saying? Like which one it's off of Toyota's MSRP or other stuff. Because like for my Land Cruiser, even though I got it at MSRP, it wasn't the one that I originally allocated. It was a dealer, demo one that I told you guys about. That one unfortunately had extra stuff on it, you know? So yeah, it just depends. Super Soup, thank you so much for the $2 donation. You and Willito are on it tonight, man. Thank you guys so much. All going towards that Tundra, that gas for the road trip. More money for Hot Wheels for sure. And dude, honestly, like with inflation, Hot Wheels ain't that bad still. I mean, when I was a kid, they were what, like 99 cents per car. I think they're still only like $1.49. Like, granted, Hot Wheels has their other models and stuff now, right? Like they have more bougie ones and everything, but like a normal Hot Wheels is still like $1.49, I think, maybe $1.69. But yeah, it's crazy. The Meteor and Black first edition Land Cruiser, I think, are the MSRP ones because they come also with the 1958. Trail Dust and Heritage Blue are going to be the desired ones. I agree with that. It is crazy too, seeing normal Land Cruisers like roll out with the Heritage Blue and the Trail Dust, just because they kind of look the more premium part. I like how overseas the normal Land Cruiser edition, even in the Heritage Blue color, the roof is Heritage Blue too. Kind of to differentiate it, right? You know, if I was an owner of a normal Land Cruiser, like either a Land Cruiser or a Land Cruiser Premium, and it had the Heritage Blue with the grayscape roof, I'd be happy. But not to be that guy, but you know, with us having the first editions with those exclusive kind of colors and the exclusivity, is that even a word, of the first edition, you know, like you want it to just look the same or not look the same as all the other ones. Kind of like Tier D Pro colors, right? I understand why Toyota puts them on the next models the next year and stuff, because they buy all this paint. They don't want to just waste it. But like a Tier D Pro, you're buying that exclusive color and the like it being a Tier D Pro. Like you want it to be a Tier D Pro and only in that color. Kind of like Cavalry Blue. Like for the 4Runner, they did that forever. They up until I think Army Green. Army Green is what ruined it in 2020 for the 4Runner. But like all the Tier D Pros before that, if you want Inferno, Quicksand, they did ruin Cement with the Trail Edition. Cavalry Blue, Voodoo Blue, dude, you have to buy the Tier D Pro of that year if you want a 4Runner in that color, which helps the values of those particular ones stay up high. But if you want a Solar Octane Tundra, go buy a Tier D Off-Road, right, the following year. And it's really only like a year after, so like I guess it does keep it somewhat rare still. But if you want like Terra next year, right? If you didn't want Terra on the Tier D Pro now next year, if Toyota stays suit, which they most likely will, you can get a Terra on a Tier D Off-Road next year. So that's if they stay suit, which they should. I don't see why they wouldn't. But yeah, I just wish that it was a little bit more rare. I mean, we get the mud flaps and stuff and some other things with the first edition, right? But like, kind of like, not knocking it because I own one and I enjoy it for sure. But like at the end of the day, it's just a couple things that really make that vehicle somewhat different than the Land Cruiser Premium. Daniel goes on to say though, have any Land Cruiser 250s been available with the Java interior? I love that interior, but I have not seen a single one yet. I've actually seen a couple, on the Facebook page. So there's like a 2024 Land Cruiser owners page. I've seen a couple Javas pop up. Not that many though. That was the Land Cruiser that they had at the Heritage Museum at launch, and that's the one that I wanted. I was like, dude, Land Cruiser grade, Java interior, Heritage blue. I kind of liked that brown. It was just different. It wasn't all black and just like a neutral kind of just interior. Like I think that Java would have been cool on the first editions. Do they make the first editions with Java? I don't think they do. But that would have been cool if the Land Cruiser first editions, aside from it just saying first edition, right, had like a very unique interior as well. Have you still got the GX for the week? Looking forward to some reviews. So I had to leave that GX, unfortunately, in Tampa. It's actually based out of Miami is where the drive shop is. So with us moving to the Tampa area, I will be getting a lot of press vehicles. Some popular for you guys, some not so popular, like Lexus NX something, right? But some people may enjoy it. Maybe I'll focus those videos more on like TikTok or something. But I have the GX review video, and I was able to have the Land Cruiser next to it too, and really compare like the two top of the lines, right? The Land Cruiser First Edition, which is the top of the line at around 73 to 74,000, and the Luxury Plus GX at about 83,000. And was able to show side-by-side interiors, the cargo areas, a little bit more time with it in those for that video than I did with Blake when he had his Overtrail Plus, when we just got to briefly drive it real quick. What's up, Sky? Welcome back to the live stream. Quinn says, should I wait for a hybrid GX or just get a Land Cruiser? That's hard because I don't know exactly when the hybrid GX is going to come out. If you can wait a couple months, we may get information about that for the GX. It may be next year or it may be the year after. I'm not 100% sure. But you may be able to get a better price on a Land Cruiser than a GX right now for when that comes out. I feel like the Land Cruiser is pretty well equipped for like the normal Land Cruiser grade and premium grade, and it already comes with that hybrid. So I don't know. I don't know exactly when the GX is gonna come out with that setup. Soup says, FYI, I just got the first edition's Trail Dust at MSRP with no add-ons. Dude, nice. Heck yeah, that is. Trail Dust though, man, such a good color. I like the Trail Dust color. My wife saw it for the first time, actually, I think when we were road tripping down to Tampa. It was on a cargo carrier going the other way. And she said she didn't like it. So that makes me feel, or maybe it was at a dealership that we drove by. I can't remember. I'll have to ask her. But she says she didn't like it. She loves the Heritage Blue, for sure. I can't find a Heritage with Java. Yeah, I don't think the Heritage then potentially has Java. It may just be all black. Multiple Java interiors in Texas. Black is only for the first editions in the US. Gotcha. Yeah, Java interior for a first edition, that would have been money, dude. That would have been so cool. Savage, what is up? How's it going? Look what you have done to me. I got my Land Cruiser Premium because of you and your channel. Love the content. Keep it going. I need to screenshot this. Toyota, send me a check since you guys pay me money per my YouTube comments all the time. Congrats, Lex. That is awesome. So you got your Land Cruiser Premium because of the channel. What color did you get that in, Lex? And what interior did you get? Let us know in the comments real quick. Congrats. And hopefully you got a good deal on it too. Because yeah, there's Land Cruisers out there right now, and everyone that's getting them is enjoying them for sure. I'm enjoying ours. I just have one issue with ours, a little bit of noise coming from the very front of the window at like 70 plus miles an hour. Have no idea what it is, a little bit annoying, but aside from that, the car, it's been great. It's been awesome. It really reminds me of the 4Runner, but just evolved a little bit. And I don't know. I've said this a couple times in the past, and I really hope that the 6th Gen 4Runner just kind of has its own identity and its own driving characteristics and stuff. But and again, this is my problem because I have a Tacoma and I'll have a 4Runner. Not sure if I'll have both at the same time due to whenever things happen. But like, I just don't like that it's the same interior. I really, really like that the Land Cruiser is just its own thing. It's its own thing. It is a global platform, right? So there are some things that don't make sense, like where the volume knob is, and just a couple other minor things, like cup holders in the back, whatever. But I don't know. I really like how the Land Cruiser is unique. I really like the front end of ours, and the rectangular headlights are really nice as well. But man, the round headlights have grown on me so much, and it looks so good. And you got meteor shower color too, which is such a cool color. I really like that with the black interior. That's so rad. I mean, I don't know. I like the interior of the Land Cruiser. It has way more soft touch materials than people think that it has. It's a premium feel. For sure. I guess the only thing I wish our first edition didn't have, the cool box though, it was nice. Like we put drinks in it. My wife, she actually got a milkshake at a Steak and Shake, and she was done with it, and she just was like, oh, I'll put it in the cool box, and it stayed cold the whole time instead of dairy just sitting in the car for 5 hours, right, on a road trip when it's 98 degrees outside. Put it in the cool box. Guess what? It stayed cold. It just takes up some room in the center console though, and there's no shelf like the GX has, so like you lose some room there too. But yeah, for the most part, I honestly really don't have any complaints about the Land Cruiser. Quinn says, can I get a digital mirror on a regular Land Cruiser or just the first edition? I believe you can get it on the premium grade with the upgrade. If you go on a Toyota's website, you can really build out a Land Cruiser, and you may be able to see it if you add the premium grade. And if you add the premium grade, just click on the info, and it'll tell you like all what's involved with that package. Yeah, and then Ryan also says yes, you can with the premium package. Yep, for sure. Oh, and then you found it. See, that's what I get for being 2-3 minutes behind in the comment section. For everyone just joining in, if you guys haven't been here for a while, or you have, and this is my 4th, 5th time saying it, and you guys already know what's happening, we're picking up the new Tundra on Saturday. We're picking up the new Tundra on Saturday. Hopefully, I will have the reveal video for you guys ready on Sunday. It is a Tundra that has been on the channel before. I've reviewed it before, I've driven it before, and also with that too, it's one that we've never really had long term on the channel before. Different powertrain than the previous Tundras that I've had in the past, so could be hybrid, could be 5.7 V8, who knows. But it's not a 4.7, so it's not a first gen Tundra or a 4.0 out of the first gen Tundra, right? What a surprise that would be. Like, hey guys, it's a access cab first gen Tundra with a 4.0 V6. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I hope this truck. I plan to have it for a while too. I already have a window tinting appointment set up for it. It's super clean. Can't wait. Can't wait to reveal it to you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. It was an access cab, right? The first gen. Oh no, it wasn't an access cab. It was just a single cabs, I think, that had the 4.0 V6. Anyways, whatever. Maybe it was a clean T100, right? But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for it. It may be a good choice. It may not be the popular choice. I don't know. We'll see how the first couple videos go with it. And then also was taking parts off today of the current Tundra. I'll have the going away video for that Tundra as well for you guys, talking about why I'm selling it, what I got for the Tundra from the dealership, what their trade-in value was for it, how much I made on my Tundra, how much I lost from the Tundra, and the new Tundra's price and everything as well. Not gonna lie, went to the bank the other day to get the check for the new Tundra as well, and I was looking. I thought I was gonna be saving money because that was the whole point of this new truck, was to clear up some debt to income. But I am cutting a check from the new truck, so I'll be getting money in my pocket by trading in my current Tundra for this Tundra. but with that said, with my down payment on this new truck, the monthly payment only went down, I think, like $20. So that's kind of crazy. So that's like, I'm not telling you guys exactly all the numbers yet, but you guys can use your minds to make a guess as to what Tundra I'm actually getting. But yeah, it's definitely on the higher end of what I was looking for when I started this search to find a new Tundra. But again, I want to have this truck for a while. And then Tampa was good for the road trip and stuff with the Land Cruiser. I was already kind of touching on that and whatnot. One of the houses that we looked at, the 20-acre property, it was awesome. It was dope. The house was one of the nicest houses like that I could actually see myself living in with my family and stuff. But the land just needed work. I didn't know that cactus could really grow in Florida. This dude just left the land, like, and the sun is getting to it. Had no irrigation going through it. All the ponds on the site were dry, which I did not like. So just the grading would have had to have been redone. All those cactuses would have had to have been killed. I would have had to put seed down. Didn't even have a barn really on the land, but we looked at another piece of property that actually had a barn on it. I think it's a 45 by 35 shop, basically. I shouldn't say a barn, but a shop, which would be perfect. It would be so cool. The house, though, leaves a little bit to be desired. We'd have to put like money into it and whatnot, but yeah, definitely a good learning experience and everything that we went down to for Tampa. So it wasn't like a waste at all. Super Soup, I was skeptical to get the new Land Cruiser due to the 4-cylinder, but I must honestly say it drives way nicer and has way more power for passing than my old Lunar Tier D Pro 4Runner. Quickest SUV I've had. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not fanboying for Toyota. Everyone can figure it out on their own if they would like. These 4-cylinders, it's a 4-cylinder. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It drives better. It drives better with the hybrid assist, the low-end torque that it has, the turbo as it spools up real quick. Does it sound the best? No. Does not sound that good, unfortunately. But it's quick. It's efficient. The low end torque, the passing power, especially as you start to drive it more, Super Soup, you'll figure out the vehicle, obviously. As you can kind of like roll into the acceleration and stuff, hear the turbo spool up and everything. I want to put an intake on our Land Cruiser so bad. I want to hear the turbo so bad. Same with the Tacoma. I want to put an intake up on it so bad. The T100 was high school days. That's crazy. Yeah, first gen Tundra was pretty much my high school days. That and cat eye Chevys. A lot of dudes had cat eye Chevys. A lot of dudes actually had early 90s Silverados as well. Tons of Danger Rangers. People had them as their pre-runners and stuff living in San Diego. That's where I went to high school and stuff. So, I mean, I had a second gen 4Runner. That was my first vehicle that I ever had. SR5. What year is your Tundra? My current Tundra is a 2024. And then Savage Lex guessing Tier D Pro? Question mark. Joey's saying 1794? Question mark. It is one of those two. It is definitely one of those two. Daniel saying, I would love a first-gen Tundra with a regular cab, 8-foot bed, even if it had the V6, great beater truck. For sure. Dude, there was on Facebook Marketplace, and it went so fast. It was a V8 single cab, 8-foot bed, I think like under 150,000 miles on it, very clean, and it must have been an older gentleman or someone that listed it for them. I have no idea. But it was listed at like $4,000. I was like, oh, this is a scam. And then I was like, man, but is it a scam? I don't think so. And then I like did a little bit of digging. I was like, oh man, I don't think it's a scam. So I was going to message the person and it was sold. So I was like, okay, definitely wasn't a scam. Too good to be true. Someone sniped it right away. It was crazy. Ryan saying that single cab short bed Ranger was his first car. And then onto a 94 Supra. Mark IV, man, so good. Also, another clue. So there's been several clues. And I did post in my community tab too the other day. It was technically another clue. I'm not trying to be like Toyota and like dragging it out. Like, I've already bought this vehicle. I've already signed the paperwork. They already have the check, the cashier's check for the truck and everything too, because I financed it through my bank. And then it's which I just want to pay it off. But the bank has sent the check and everything too. So anyways, this is another clue. So there's been a couple clues. There's been the grill clue. There's been me saying that there's no underseat storage with a reel, and that it's a vehicle that we've never had this trim level or this as a Tundra. We've never had this trim level Tundra or this powertrain for the Tundra on the channel before, and also no rear underseat storage, which I am gonna miss. And there is another clue on the community tab, but you had to be a little bit more of a detective for it, because I didn't say crap about it, but you had to be a little bit more of a detective for it. And I'll show all these clues in the reveal video. Savage Lex says, have you tried driving in eco mode on your Land Cruiser for better fuel economy? If it kind of feels meh, I don't really see an improvement. I haven't, and the only reason I haven't is because this is the same consensus in the Tundra Facebook page, is that eco mode doesn't do anything. In fact, some people said they got worse gas mileage. I'm not sure when they were driving in their eco mode, or if they were like flooring the crap out of the truck thinking it would get better gas mileage because it was in eco mode. I have no idea. But the consensus is like the best MPG people got is just in normal mode. And Ryan still has the Ranger with a 412,000 miles on it. Tiger says, I had a Danger Ranger as my first vehicle as well. They're crazy, man. They're so good. Like, that early Ranger was just, it was so cool. It was such a cool truck. And again, tons of pre-runner builds that people did with those trucks. I remember one of my buddies, he had like a tonneau cover on the back of it, and he would sneak people off campus for like lunch. Like, he would close the cover. It was like one of the, like those hatch kind of covers. He'd sneak people off at lunch that weren't supposed to like go off campus at lunchtime, and then drive back into campus with like them in the bed of the truck and whatnot too. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. But we're all caught up on the chat, guys. If you guys have any other questions, these live streams have usually been going for like an hour to hour and a half lately. Sometimes we stretch them for 2 hours, but that's been a minute since we've had a 2-hour live stream. If you guys are also just checking in too and you haven't heard me say it yet, I will be doing my interview with Sheldon tomorrow. So at least as of right now, unless something changes and it cancels, because he is in Japan. But it's going to be very early in the morning, unfortunately, so I won't do a live stream with it, but I will have a edited version of it and not us interviewing. So there will hopefully be no cuts throughout us interviewing and stuff. That way people aren't like, oh, John, you cut that out. No, it's just whatever. I didn't want like a 2-minute pause of something. I don't know. But I will have the edited version uploaded onto YouTube with like an intro and everything and all that stuff. So people did have some pretty good questions for that. There were some kind of clowns in the comment section and stuff and whatnot too for that. But I appreciate everyone still that asked for some questions, because you guys actually gave me some pretty good ones to ask Sheldon tomorrow. But if there's no more questions, guys, I appreciate you all hopping into the live stream. I will see you guys next week in the live stream, and also we got a lot of videos coming this week to catch back up. This last week was a little bit light on the videos. Honestly, I think I only posted 1 or 2, but this week we got a lot of videos and stuff to catch up on and whatnot for content. So guys, I appreciate you all coming out to the live stream. You have a great rest of your week. Daniel, thank you so much for commenting and everything. Ryan, everyone in here, Savage Lex, and Willito, if you're still in here, thank you so much for the donation, and Super Soup as well. Thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate it. Scott, have a great day, since it is day for you in Australia. And Chris, thank you. Ryan, appreciate it. Robert, everyone, thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.